I'll take you on a quick tour. Alright, Lee. So, this vine is a mix of purple snail, is the majority of it, and then you got behind it yellow jasmine, and then throughout the middle of it, what do you call that? Passion fruit right here. These big leaves. Alright, well, anyway, I was just saying, I'm Nathan, and I wanted to show you my 2 years of results of gardening. This is my raised bed that I created just 2 years ago. Got a bunch of sunflowers that are popping up in the edges that I got from a local gardener here. And her sunflower, the head of it was like about 18 inches across, so it was huge. I'm trying some new things here that I haven't done in the past, trying to bring in some nitrogen from the alfalfa that I'm growing throughout the garden, so I don't have to bring in any organic like blood meal type of things. Doing some tight, dense lettuce here that I'll cut and come again. And we love spinach, so we have a lot of spinach growing here, 2 varieties. Hi, kitty. What does matter? Want to catch a bird? Normal things. Broccoli, cauliflower, and my tomatoes. These ones started actually about almost a year ago now. They made it through the summer, even though it gets up to about 120 here. Well, usually more like 115, but it gets pretty hot. But they survive the summer because, for the most part, this area right here, it's a nice bell pepper. This tree I have is shading that corner right there quite well. It's huge. And actually, all these shades right here, just up until about 2 weeks ago, were really helping my garden shade for at least another hour or two in the morning before the sun baked it for about 4 to 6 hours. But the blackberries you see along the back wall for 40 feet, and then another 10 feet around the corner, is something I've been growing since about 2005, but not at this house, just since 2011. So it's fun though. I'm gonna trim it up and keep it tighter. It's kind of getting shaggy on me again. Oh, look at that, it's hanging all over the place. But yeah, whoa, she's going nuts. I love gardening, and I would love to teach people how to do stuff, because it is hard to figure this stuff out. Oh my gosh. Here's my vertical tower for strawberries. Oh, I got some already popping up right now. Oh, that's good. You know what? I'm going to put that down here. Anyway. Oh, I love the smell of you guys. Yep, that smells good. Good to wake up to. There's a new spot I just started using. It used to be where I had my compost barrel dripping into the dirt right there, so now it should be super fertile. Here's a big pile of alfalfa with only 2 sunflowers coming out of it. I'm trying to grow tons of it so I can chop it up and put it into my 2 compost barrels right over there. Yes, I can use my winter grass now, but during the summer when I have Bermuda grass, it's no good. Can't use the Bermuda grass in my compost. It would take over. And as you see here, I have some moringa trees growing right here. I love how they are a superfood. And I just started growing those this year once I learned about them. And yeah, so I with my composting, I use food scraps from every single day, from every meal. You basically see a big pile that we just threw in here yesterday. And then we cover it up. Usually the top isn't so nice looking. That's a recent batch of chicken manure that I got from my dad. And basically, it's usually just covered with shredded leaves, which you'll see right here. So I will take my weed whacker and shred up leaves and cover the top with leaves. And then usually the bottom part, you can see down here at the bottom where it's really black, the bottom gets done in about 2 to 3 months. And then I dump it all out, give it some aeration, flip it, throw it back in, but keep the bottom and put the bottom somewhere I need it in the garden, as the raised bed will sink very, very quickly. And yeah, that's the thing about my raised bed. I literally, most of my soil, all of my soil actually has been created from either, I mean, everything that is growing right there right now for the top like foot and a half that all the roots are actually benefiting from is my own organic soil that I'm creating. So I'd love to talk to you more about when you're helping people create a garden, especially a raised bed, what you're recommending for soil, because it's not something people will likely ever do. It's a lot of work to create the kind of soil I do. And one more moringa tree. Both my dad and I have a tree exactly this height. I grew them both from seed earlier this year and then transplanted his over to his house. I'll trim it up and then harvest the leaves before they start to fall, and then let it start over after the winter. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. And I just wanted to see if we could have a quick chat about different things that you're doing over there, and maybe even expand over here in Arizona and see what kind of ideas we can come up with helping people around the neighborhood. I recently helped 2 different families just in a couple streets over start their gardens, created trellises like I've done here. There's ways to do them super inexpensive where you just use fishing line, and you can weave fishing line between different sturdier places, like the wire you'll see down here. The little gauge, like an 18 gauge wire, real thin, or even as low as like, yeah, I would recommend 18 gauge all the way across for the bottom, middle, and top, and just using eyelets, like the screw eyelets. And I don't even usually put dry, that's a more heavy duty one where I have an actual wall anchor. Usually I just screw it straight into the wall after I've pre-drilled it, and that's been very successful. But if people don't have fences, then I don't really know how. It would be a lot harder. You could just use the T-post type of foundations, but yeah, I would use these for sure, because I've tried using rebar, and rebar is just too flimsy. But this is almost done. It's almost done. It's almost filled in this last spot, so I'll have complete shade. Probably in about a month it'll be done. So excited. I've only been growing that for a year, and it was super slow at the very beginning, and now it's really taken off in the last month and a half. Anyway, love to chat and see what you're up to and where we can go from here. All right, we'll see ya. Bye.